Elimination concept here.
Ultra One, enemy threat is moderate in your location.
What are we doing?
Moving to my mark. Ultra One, we're seeing increased activity in the area. Stay sharp.
Fire them, not me!
Ultra One, your squad is spread out. Advise you stay together. Ultra One, enemy threat is moderate in the AO. Soldiers down. You are taking effective fire.
That way you can watch this video and start playing. Before we even start this video, the single biggest piece of advice I can give for the DMZ mode is play in a squad of 3. Yes, you can play this mode in solo, but it is going to be brutal and it is going to be a very hard experience. People can make it.
Ultra One, be advised. Threat level is high in this AO. Expect contact.
We're good, bro.
Damn. No lower for it. Hey, so you need to that interview, bro. I still can't find what I need, and I refuse to lose this armor. Yep, that's how it is. Right there. He is strong. Because I revived so fast.
UAV for extraction.
And that nigga should go. Should go with it.
Help me out, bro. Help me, help me.
Are you good? That parachute come in clutch, man, if you know where to go. See what I'm saying? That's why I keep two of them on me. Finally figured it out. Gotta utilize it. See right now. Got that pop. Now I'm gonna go up.
Operators have extracted a
Really? It's your hardest round. Man, I feel like this is what Uncharted multiplayer could have been. But just didn't have the team.
Ultra One, extraction is inbound at this time. All Ultra, Dino 4 is inbound for extraction. Be with you soon. This is Dino 4. We're approaching the LZ now. Keep it secure for us. Dino 4 is holding at the extraction point. This is Dino 4. All Ultra secure. We're exiting the AO.
What's up? I'm Troubleshoot. Welcome back to another video. We just got one of the biggest DMZ updates since release.
Nigga, I ain't even got it yet, and these niggas on it.
Wiping out our keys, our items, to hit our hunchback stats like they said it would do. But along with that, it came with the new out-of-wallet system, and our stashes, everything was wiped, including our insurance slots. Well, I figured out an easy way to get your insurance slots done. Which requires a little bit of grinding, but this video is going to help you do it like I did. I already have all the insurance slots done, and the days dropped today. Let's talk. This video will definitely change the way you get your insurance slots. Consider dropping a like and hitting that subscribe button for more DMC content, live streams. Doing those things are free and they greatly help me out. And I know you're going to love what I'm about to show you. So, first off, you're going to find yourself a GPU and a gold skull, and you can even find a gold bar. The gold bars, on the other hand, are kind of easy to find. The gold skulls are high to find. You can get the scavenger or HMS shipwreck key and you can get a gold skull. The GPU is the hard one. That's the hard one. And to make it known, I did all of this on a Sheikah because I had a better chance of finding a GPU that's randomly sitting around. But once you get one of each, or 2 gold skulls and 1 GPU, or at minimum 1 apiece, what you're going to want to do is put them in a secure bag and exfil. You'll notice once you exfil, it's counting towards your 3rd insurance slot. And you just go in, exfil again. And if you die with that bag, you still have those items, just try to get another secure bag. But in practice, what I did is you go in with your secure bag, exfil, go in with your secure bag, exfil, and each time these items are in your bag counting towards your 3rd insurance slot. I promise there is no easier way to do this. This is by far the easiest way. And I just did it to get my 3rd insurance slot. I'll be honest with you guys, I hard grinded, and then I thought about the insured bag, and then I tried it, and it works, as you guys can see. I hope you guys use this wisely, and I'm very happy they made the insurance slots more casual friendly. They're not as grindy as before, but this should help speed up that process for you. Don't forget to drop a like and hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more DMC content coming this way. I'll see you in the next one.
How's it going, everybody? It's Gwop, and today I'll be showing you all the hospital locations on DMZ and Warzone. And I know you may be thinking, why will I need to know where the hospitals are located? Well, hospitals in this game house a crazy amount of healing items that includes surge revive, stems, revive pistols, and a lot of other items like large backpacks, 2 and 3 armor plate vests, radiation blockers, radiation masks, and even guaranteed weapons. So, they're a great place to hit, early on or whenever you need something to heal. So, let's start with the first location. Now, the first one on this list is going to be located at C3, and it's basically going to be next to the gas station. Also, this is the closest one to a spawn point, so if you're lucky enough to spawn here, you're going to be set for the entire game. The second location on this list is going to be at D6, which is Set City, and it's going to be on the buildings close to the water. As you can see here, I decided to use a helicopter because it was easier, and sometimes around this area there's a lot of AIs, so I suggest to be extremely careful because you don't want to die in the process of getting yourself set up. Because I don't know why these AIs don't miss a single shot. Well, if you manage to survive, you can just heal up, you have healing items after all. third location is going to be at H5, and just like the first one, it's going to be located in front of a gas station.
Locations are marked on your attack map.
They say this is one. Get all the way down there. All the way back. Gosh. It's an AI company.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is also going to be located at H5, and for this one you want to cross the river. Once you cross the river or the bridge, you're going to find it to your right.
Ultra One, activity is increasing near your location. Stay alert.
And finally, we have the last location, which is going to be located at D8, which is going to be on the flooded area. Now, this area is heavily guarded by enemy AI, so if you don't have to come here, don't do it. Other than that, prepare yourself because you're going to have a gunfight for your life. Like, they're going to get on top of the roof, they're going to be trying to kill you, and more than likely, you're going to waste all the healing items that you went there to grab. So unless you're lucky enough to have like a big group to help you out, this one is not going to be an option. And well guys, there you have it. all the hospital locations on DMC and Warzone. So with everything shown and said, that's going to be everything for this video. Really hope you enjoyed, found it useful, and if you do, remember, leave a like, subscribe for more future videos. Any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Video games have long been known for hiding some of the best secrets in the weirdest places. Sometimes lore here, sometimes a totally random thing there. We've had some pretty good ones this year, at least so far. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, the 10 best secrets and Easter eggs of the first half of 2023. Starting off with number 10, it's Star Wars Jedi Survivor's Hidden Art Class. Jedi Survivor's pretty straight-laced game most of the time. If you just stick to the story, there's not a lot about it that sticks out, at least in terms of Easter eggs. But for people who want to explore, there is some interesting stuff to discover. My personal favorite isn't actually that hard to find if you know where to look. Near Rambler's Reach, there's a distinct cave that hides a secret. You really have to know exactly where to look, but if you hug the walls, you can find the secret crawl space that just really, it goes on a long time. It keeps going and going and going and going. It takes so long, it kind of feels like the game might have bugged out. But if you just keep at it, you find a secret art class. It's kind of so goofy, it's hard to even describe. It's a Wampa, Star Wars answer to Bigfoot, posing, I don't want to say seductively, so I'm going to say suggestively. It's hard for me to imagine that enticing anyone, but suggesting, sure, if you don't want to go with the suggestion, but suggesting. Surrounding it are 3 battle droids with hassles doing some figure drawing, with all the beauty and finesse of a 6-year-old scribbling on MS Paint. There's nothing else of value here, no rewards, just a really weird little secret Respawn decided to sneak in just for fun. As AAA games get bigger and more designed by committee where everything is carefully scrutinized and made as safe as possible, I'm glad Respawn is out there just throwing in some dumb thing a bored artist decided to throw together in a day. Like, the gaming world could use more Easter eggs like this one. At number 9 in Street Fighter 6, when Shenlong finally reveals himself. In Street Fighter 2, one of the most puzzling victory quotes for English-speaking fans came from Ryu, where he would give this cryptic message: "You must defeat Shenlong to stand a chance." Right from the start, it had people wondering who this mysterious Shenlong character was. I mean, if you have to beat him to even stand a chance, he must be pretty strong, right? Or something. I don't know. The reality was that the name just came from a mistranslation. You see, back in 1991, nobody knew what a Shoryuken was, so they assumed it was a guy. At this point, we all know it's not a guy. It's probably the most famous move in Street Fighter. Basically, Ryu's just saying he's got a sweet special move, and the English translators really botched it. In 1992, Electronic Gaming Monthly really stoked the fires, too, by revealing how to unlock Shenlong in Street Fighter 2. It was a hoax published on the April Fool's issue. Not hidden either. They weren't kind of pretending. Right under the thing, there's an April Fool's contest message. But the edited sprites are pretty convincing, and there are a lot of gullible kids out there, myself included, you know, being a kid, really caring a whole lot about April Fools, caring much more about Street Fighter. I mean, a lot of people believed it, despite all the evidence it was not real. Now, more than 30 years later, Shenlong finally shows up in Street Fighter 6's story mode. You can find him on top of the construction site at night, pretty much looking like what you would expect. Kind of looks like a lazy palette swap, but that's what the hoax pictures look like too, so it fits. He is no joke though. He's not the toughest fighter in the game or anything, but he's no joke. At level 90, he's pretty brutal to take on, even after finishing the story mode. He has Ryu's moveset, of course, and he's extremely aggressive, so you'll either need a lot of patience or a lot of items to finish him off. At number 8, Final Fantasy XVI's Spoony Bard being back. The newest entry in the seminal Final Fantasy series is filled with callbacks and references to earlier games from the series. From the music, to the enemies, to a lot of the characters, so much about the game is in some way referential to the past, and that's kind of what people have come to expect with Final Fantasy. There are a few direct Easter eggs, though, like the Bard you can meet in this hideaway. He's literally called the Spoony Bard, after the infamous line from Final Fantasy IV where Tella gives a verbal beatdown to the perennial sad sack character Edward. The bard in Final Fantasy XVI even kind of resembles Edward somewhat.
When lightning struck his yoke did break, his life is own again.
That's a pretty small one, too, so let's sneak in another character reference. If you stop to look at the scarecrows dotting the many fields of the continent of Storm, you might recognize what you see. It's the classic black mage with the pointed hat, blue cloak, and prominent yellow eyes. I've seen a lot of talk about it being Vivi, the black mage from Final Fantasy IX specifically, but I don't know. Kind of just looks like the classic black mage that's appeared in the series going all the way back to the first. That's going way back to, that's 1987. Vivi is not as significant to the series as the black mage going back to 1987. At number 7, ringing the church bell in the Resident Evil 4 remake. Remakes don't get a lot better than Resident Evil 4. It takes about everything good in the original game and amplifies it in some way. That doesn't mean a couple of things weren't left behind that we would all love to see, but still. They did add a cool new secret that wasn't in the original. In both versions of the game, the opening village fight is super tense. You're just starting out, so you're low on resources, and you're still getting used to the controls, and in most games that would mean slowly easing you into the experience, but Resident Evil 4 has other ideas. They basically throw everything they have at you right at the start. The sequence always ends in the ringing of the church bell, which causes all the villagers to stop what they're doing and just leave. In the original game, you couldn't even see the bell tower from the village, but in the remake, you can just make it out in the distance. So one of those funny ideas people had that they wanted to experiment with, one of those ones that you think, it'd be cool if blank, but they usually don't work. Here, it works. So the idea is, you get to the exact right spot and shoot the bell. It'll ring, and that calls off the attack. It's really only possible, at least as far as I know, by using a sniper rifle. So it's not something you can do until playthrough 2, but it's still a great secret that takes all the venom out of one of the most challenging encounters in the game. At number 6, in the Dead Space remake, the new secret ending. This is another exceptional remake from this year. Maybe not as much of an evolution as Resident Evil 4, but it also didn't need to be. The game did ultimately include a lot of very smart choices that took an already great game and made it even better. But one of the most impressive new additions is the inclusion of an entirely new ending, which can only be triggered by playing the game through a second time, and discovering a bunch of these hidden marker fragments. These can be pretty tricky to find on their own, but once you got them all and you place them in a certain spot, you're locked into the secret ending. Now when you beat the final boss, instead of ending things on a jump scare where it's unclear what Isaac's fate actually is, it's much clearer that Isaac's fully fallen into madness.
It's a surprise, sweetie. But I think you're gonna like it.
And that's a more direct bridge between the end of this game and the start of Dead Space 2. Considering what a great job they did on Dead Space 1, hopefully that means they're going to be able to take a shot at the sequel and give it the same amount of love as the original. And then, wow, wouldn't it be crazy if they were able to make Dead Space 3 more of a Dead Space game? Who knows? Let's all cross our fingers, though. At number 5 is Pizza Tower, All the Secret Rooms. This is a weird indie combination of Wario and Sonic the Hedgehog that works so much better than it might sound. It's super unhinged, and it's got this kind of energy you just don't see in modern games, and it's so good. I can't recommend this game enough. To go along with the old school spirit, the game is filled with secret rooms, all accessed from false walls in the hub area. There's a lot of these, like 7 in total, and they're all filled with weird, unused crap that didn't end up in the main game. There's a lot of strange stuff you can find in these things, from unused level palettes to enemies to at least one genuinely upsetting power-up called the Clown Transformation. Almost ridiculous to even say, but yes, it's real and it is in the game. It's a fully animated clown transformation, but it's not actually in the main game. The only place you can see it is in one of these secret rooms. You don't normally see this much fully built unused stuff, especially stuff intentionally left in the game for players to find. But it's a cool look at the unexplored possibilities that for whatever reason didn't end up in the game. At number 4 is Bayonetta Origins' crazy secret ending. Going from hardcore action to an easygoing adventure game is kind of a hard sell, but if you're willing to give it a shot, Bayonetta Origins is actually pretty solid, and it gives up the goods. It's one of these games that gets better as it goes along, up until the unexpectedly over-the-top climax. The game throws a few surprises at you during this final few hours, but it saves the best for last. After you beat the game, buried in the list of standard unlockables and new difficulty modes and costumes and all that is a new story where you play as Jean. It's hidden in the extras menu. You might assume that the mode is like a reskin version of the regular game, but it's not. It's like a bonus sequel set in the same environment. It has new mechanics though, new enemies, and a final boss. Not long. It only takes about an hour to beat, but there's a lot going on there, and the revelations at the end seem to point to a possible future direction for the franchise. Maybe tying in the bonus ending to the divisive third game might rub some fans the wrong way, but it's a bold choice. It's not the most hidden thing compared to a lot of the other secrets on this list, but it's pretty easy to miss. And it also has way more effort put into it than you'd think just by looking at the name. And number 3 is AEW Fight Forever, the historic explosion. With a name like that, you'd expect the exploding part to be pretty spectacular, but what actually ended up happening, it wasn't. Instead of like a fireball of death like the name implies, it's more like a dry fart. Better than a wet fart, but still. The effects failure is only made worse by the absurdly dramatic events going on inside the ring, though. Basically, it's goofy as hell. Now, with AEW Fight Forever, you might think they try and cover up this embarrassing moment in their history. At least it seems like that's the case. But here's what the exploding barbed wire deathmatch looks like in the game. So it seems like the game is just going to sweep that embarrassing explosion on the rug, but you keep playing in the branching story mode, and there's an entire storyline that basically parodies the entire build-up to the match, recreates the historic explosion from Revolution 2021 in its entirety. It's right there. And after you play it, it becomes an unlockable in the in-game store, and now you can see the most pathetic explosion heard around the world whenever you want. And number 2, Octopath Traveler's secret ending and the secret final boss. The premise of Octopath Traveler is fairly unique for an RPG. Instead of having one long linear story, the game is split into 8 smaller stories that you can complete in any order you want, but it all takes place in a giant connected world. Like the first game, there is a secret final ending you can unlock, but it takes some real effort. To access the final scenario, you gotta beat all 8 character stories, and all the shorter crossover stories. Like the first game, it's not different. But unlike the first game, where this final ending is at best tangentially related and has very little story content to it, the secret ending of Octopath 2 is filled with some pretty bizarre, out-there reveals that show how everything's pretty connected, actually, and then sends you off to fight this absurd final boss. It's the secret final boss that really puts the game in the best category. This guy pulls out all the stops in an epic turn-based battle that can easily run over and out. And that is after grinding the entire party, because this fight forces you to use everyone at the same time.
Damn. Birdman, I finally caught up to him.
Damn. Shit. What's up, man? What's going on?
I've been looking for you, nigga.
I've been looking for you, nigga.
Not Birdman.
Not Birdman.
What's up, man?
I've been looking for you, nigga. I heard you was in my neck of the woods, right? I ain't thinking of been gangster done pulled up on you, right? So I said, hey, you know I got a few bitches that steppers, right? I ain't even got to call them nigga. I got bitches, but you want to come outside or come inside, nigga.
Nah,
Rocket
Birdman.
launcher.
On God, though, bro. On a serious note, because I was working with young boy and like Drake.
I heard about all that too, nigga. I heard about that shit, nigga. It's like you start to step on my toes. You a young nigga got the game fucked up, nigga. I am that nigga. I'm watching this shit. What you doing, nigga? What the fuck is this record label you started? You doing this shit without the mother.
But I'm saying, Birdman, nigga, this Birdman, nigga. So look, nigga, I was scared to call because nigga, I don't be knowing if you will pick up. But nigga, I've been wanting to work with you, Drake, Young Boy, Wayne.
But you fucking with niggas that fuck with me though. You fucking with niggas that fucking with me.
He said, why you ain't put me in the video, nigga?
I'm trying to tell you, I didn't know you was fucking with no. I didn't know you was fucking with Young Boy. I know you was fucking with Drake. But when I was fucking with them, nigga, I don't know. I feel like I didn't do no money business with them. I didn't know about what I was doing. When I reached out, I really.
Put some respect on my name, bro. You playing, son. You playing with that fucking record label. Could have been record. That shit sound like CLB, man.
He still the logo. He used the cent sign.
How the fuck can you trademark that? How can you trademark something that a nigga been working 35, 36 blood money on something that you look? Bro, I'm confused, bro. And look,
Cops rolling.
first of all, I like what you're doing, but I don't like what you're doing because you fucking with fire. You fucking with real gangster shit, fire.
Listen, man, I'm sorry for real. I'm not trying to hate. I know about this Gladys. Brother, please. Listen, rest in peace to Gladys, boy. I heard that a million times. I love that song. Nigga, I'm telling you, man. Wayne, Drake, listen, bro. I did it because of you, man. You, Bird, I was coming to you. I was just waiting to get the money. I had to get the money first. I'm waiting to get the money, then I was going to bring it to you. And then we were going to eat together, nigga.
Hey, check this out. Check this out. I got a proposition for you. Right? I'm watching what you're doing, and I like what you're doing. And you got this shit all on TV. How about you keep running it, and I go into my shit, and we become one, and I help you become a mega star. Your fake ass label you running around with. I got unlimited amount of money. First of all, I don't do this old fake ass shit with this IG, and I'm not an internet guy.
I know, Birdman. That's why I said I'm sorry. I didn't even need to reach out.
I'm watching this shit. I studied the game. I wasn't like, let me call this old fake ass shit this nigga throwing out and holler at him and just look, make a proposition to youngin, and let's see how we get through. I saw you with this nigga Kevin Hart, man. You got some slick side issues too. I won't air out, but we're gonna deal with that later. But I got some other shit that you got.
Hey, leave this shit out of mind. I don't want you to
Nah, all y'all niggas together. All y'all powerful niggas together. I ain't ducking nothing.
Bird. Hey, man, what? I was going to Bird for you.
Both of y'all for embarrassing me like that. Y'all stupid.
Welcome to part 1 of Could Have Been Records Auditions Atlanta, presented to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Kill somebody before? Not on books. In Atlanta, boy. You could be real busy in that jail cell, man.
That's how you doing, recruit for the police. So any nigga going to jail.
Oh, I'm not the more.
Sit down.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. They're not really fine. You just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla video. So I hope you're ready for me to rant because I have a lot to rant about. I'm getting so many demands for a video on Azuki, a video on Memeland, so we're going to start off with that. And then I did want to talk about some upcoming projects because there's a chain out there, believe it or not, that didn't get the memo that we're in a bear market. So there's timestamps below if you want to fast forward to a part that interests you. As usual, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, it's just my opinion. And if you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button and hit retweet if you are on Twitter. So the NFT market is dying. I'm seeing a ton of people post, NFTs are dead, PFPs are dead, the meta is dead. I'm also seeing people say this is definitely the bottom. Nobody can call the bottom. Even if they do call it, it was pure luck. For a while, the market has been this PvP battle, and Blur really accelerated that. I know there's a lot of people who complain Blur turned NFTs into ish coins. Most NFTs are ish coins with pictures on top of them, so Blur only revealed what the market actually was. But the other issue is there's no new buyers. It's just the same people passing money around and letting teams extract money in between when we pass it around. So until we get new buyers, the story is probably not going to change. And it's pretty crazy seeing some of these prices. Like, who would have thought we would have Bored Apes under 30 ETH? I do believe we get another NFT bull run in the future. Does this mean your PFP or whatever is going to go to its all-time highs? Does this mean we're ever going to see Bored Apes at $500,000 again? I don't think most of these projects are ever going to hit their all-time highs again. I do think the meta is going to continue to change over time, but I don't believe that PFPs are dead. Now, we're definitely going through a culture shift, especially on crypto Twitter. People have become incredibly toxic, and it definitely feels like we're having a PvP on Twitter in order for people to rank higher on Inspect. There's so many copy-paste threads out there that I couldn't be bothered to read. A lot of people got a taste of engagement when the whole Elena fiasco happened, and now they're just posting threads, attacking anything they can, even if they probably don't.
Literally, he explained it.
You need to have this.
All they do is just hop on a trend, make a thread. So
in order to get the views, and way too many people are doing.
Shout out! I didn't go ahead and download
build a brand
because that could be the new Tumblr.
Now, whenever the market is down, people
shit, I could start getting some artwork made using AI and just start putting my story in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hype up the book.
Definitely didn't help.
So yeah, I'm on that shit, bro.
Azuki was trading above 17 ETH, and if you look at the floor price now, it's hovering somewhere around 6, which is like a 65% loss. And people keep asking me if I'm buying the Azuki dip. Now, I'm a very big fan of.
They said ain't gonna be no racist stuff going on, ain't no gay stuff, no sweet stuff. So I'm like, okay, so you're gonna have to be interesting.
Yeah.
Because I can have my homeboy make me a GIF, you know, just him cutting shit, you know.
I can't help but feel like the Vegas event was just a giant marketing campaign for their mint rather than an event to celebrate and meet.
It didn't they finesse.
The way I'm looking at it,
They talking about they wanted more people in the ecosystem, but only sold to the holders. So how is anybody new supposed to get in? They took 1.5 million from them niggas.
That allowed them to sell a product and raise $40 million from their own community. Now, in my opinion,
after they had already went to the little Azuki Con,
they fully knew that having a 10-minute window was going to cause.
But nobody art hitting like that. But I got niggas on Polygon that make shit like that. And now with AI, nigga, oh my god, I got the plug.
I'm flooding, and this is just my opinion. I would be more than happy if I'm wrong about all this. But it does feel like they knew what they were doing. So no, I'm personally not buying here. And that's not because of like morals or because I don't like what they did. I saw people are trying to do like a lawsuit to sue Zagavarn. He didn't do any, or I don't believe he did anything illegal. He purchased a product that he was selling. So that's fine. You made that decision. That's on you. I would have minted as well if I had whitelist, and I'd be down bad. I would just cut my loss. But the reason I'm not buying here is because I can't see how they turn this around. So until I see that, I'm personally not touching these. But I still love Azuki, and I still wish it does well. Next up, let's talk about the captain's reveal. Because after they revealed, we did drop all the way down to 4 Ethereum. Now, full disclosure, I own 7 captains and 3 potatoes. In hindsight, I should have sold them when they hit 10 ETH. Then I could have bought back like 15 or 16 captains at current prices. But let's talk about what went wrong with the reveal, what they could have done better, and what I'm doing with my captains now. So I'm seeing a lot of people post like they don't like the art, it's Fiverr art, but they need to understand that these are the base captains. If you want to have thousands of traits across a ton of brands that they will be onboarding, your base captains need to be very plain and simple. Now, do I think revealing them with the trait packs so people could customize their captains would have been a better play? Yes, it definitely would have been better received and a much better user experience. But despite
Look at that, it
knowing,
said
like,
10,000 for one of them little niggas.
we knew it was going to be
That look like Fiverr art, bro. Nigga made millions. This is a nigga that made 9gag.
It just freaks out on the most minute detail. So as traders, we should have predicted, like, this might not be the best received thing, especially after Azuki.
Nigga thought that trade store was gonna do something.
From Elementals to the Genesis art.
Niggas do all that extra stuff and then it fails. I'm just giving a nigga a picture on story, man. Fuck all that.
Now the argument of you had 6 months and this is the art.
Because all that shit take money to make.
Like, that are ready to go, or I hope they're ready to go. So
shit
we only
crazy,
see
bro.
the base model. So it's, this
You
is
got that bag,
say
though.
you had 6 months and this is what you reveal when there's a ton that hasn't been revealed yet. Again, the market is very impatient, including me. Like, I was like, yo, review.
It was like people like hand drawing all them NFTs, wasn't it?
This nigga's doing it, making millions right now. Just copying some doodle board punks, doodle punks, Pepe punks.
Ultra One, we're seeing increased activity in the area. Stay sharp.
You have healing items after all.
Moving.
That mount right there.
How's it going, everybody? It's Gwop, and today I'll be showing you all the hospital locations of DMV and Warzone. And I know you may be thinking, why will I need to know where the hospitals are located? Well, hospitals in this game house a crazy amount of healing items that includes Surge Revive, Stems, Revive Pistols, and a lot of other items like large backpacks, anti-armor plate vests, radiation blockers, radiation masks, and even guaranteed weapons.
Ultra One, contract awarding cash or
early on or wherever you
Ultra One, a
need
squad
something to
mate
heal.
is down. You are taking effective fire.
Let's start with the first location. Now, the first one on this list is going to be located at C2, and it's basically going to be next to the gas station. Also, this is the closest one to our spawn point, so if you're lucky enough to spawn here, you're going to be set for the entire game.
Don't worry, I've got you.
The second location on this list is going to be at D6, which is Set City, and it's going to be on the buildings close to the water.
Ultra One, a squad mate is down. You are taking effective fire.
Stop! Check around! You're good, I've got you.
Man, thank God I had that perk. That would kill me.
Throwing grenade! They shot me!
Ultra One, a squad mate is down. You are taking effective fire.
Here, this will fix you.
Thanks. Ultra One, your squad is separated. Suggest you stick together. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming.
شيني حالك وين متخبي؟ خلوا بالكم هنا هون سيبوا على هون
Moving.
Ultra One, enemy threat is moderate near your location.
Reveal. Now, the other thing we were complaining about was the mistake on the alien where the shoulders kind of popped out of the t-shirt. And we do have leaks showing Ray speaking to the artist saying, leave that mistake in, and people are going to learn to use the bounty program. Now, this could have been way better communicated. I wish they would have said, like, hey, we're revealing the art. There is a bug. Whoever finds it, go report it in the bounty program. And you're going to get some sort of reward. That platform, but instead it was reinforcements incoming against the project. And I also would not have put it on the alien, which is the grail that people were paying like 50 ETH for. There's a mistake on the piece. I really wish this would have been like on a trait or on the humans or something. The thing that bothered me was the reveal seems to have been delayed for a while because Ray was saying you don't reveal unless you have an announcement because reveals cause dumps and you need like a counter to that. But it seems like we revealed and there was no announcement. So all that was just for nothing. But to everyone asking me if I've dumped here, I still have all 7 of my captains. I personally believe we still go up from here. We still have meme coin. So no, I have not sold anything. And after listening to that like 2-hour space that Ray did, it gave me a lot of confidence. And to be clear, I'm going to take profits 1,000% on my captains. I'm not diamond handing holding all 7 of them for life. But I really liked what he was saying. He's a founder that knows how to build a business, and he has a long-term vision. Now, some of the things that stood out to me during that space, he brought up CryptoPunks, and he said they are the best immutable project. They have the culture, and nobody is ever going to be better than Punks. However, Captains can be the best immutable project, and they are building it from the ground up with changing traits in mind and letting people have the perfect PFP that represents them. And this is really powerful when you bring in other brands, which they are perfectly positioned to work with. Because I guarantee you, with the success of a project out of 9 Gangs, a ton of brands looked at them and wanted to work with them or probably reached out to them. I've seen this countless times when an advisor works with a project that does really well, they get a ton of business. And when you look at Web2 brands, pretty much all of them have failed launches. And a lot of them who want to get into Web3 are now scared, especially due to the market conditions. So launching trades with captains is great for them because they don't have to risk launching their own project. They get exposure to Web3.
Then they're going underground.
It's a new revenue source for them. And they can start building a sub-community.
Once you go down there, like, and if you can escape, it's a free exfil. But you can drown in there trying to swim and get to the exit. Like, it's crazy.
It's like a signed manga.
Yeah, you need like a little rebreather.
One Piece. So that's my opinion on Suki. That's my opinion on
right
Now let's talk about some upcoming projects. So ETH projects are down bad. We even got Bitcoin projects that are down bad. The only one that seems to be doing well right now is Orbital MaxiBiz, which has like a 0.4 Bitcoin core. And I'm also still very excited for Little Peepos. But there is one chain that has been doing very well despite the market conditions, and that's Polygon. Now, while I did miss a lot of these, there have been some projects that have been pulling some really good multiples on Polygon. Polygon projects, the mint prices are cheap, the transaction fees are very low, and a lot of these projects have floor prices that are sustaining above the mint price. So it's not a race to get out the door like it is on Ethereum. Now, I won't spend too much time going over the projects that have already minted, but I do want to show you some examples.
See, and then when I hear the news like that, it made me want to go back and launch on Polygon. Because it really is cheap, bro. Like, all this stuff they dude trying to do with that store, he's spending millions. But on Polygon, it's like a couple hundred. So shit, I'm gonna stick to what I know, man.
And it is still sustaining at
You can build a whole game on that shit. Nigga, I got RPG Maker. Let's add, crypto elements to it. Like how they did with Kanye Quest, I'm pretty sure I can make an online version. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and do it.
So there's a ton of projects on
Hell
Polygon.
yeah, it better be. I bought 2 versions of it. Mess around with it. But yeah, you can do anything on there. Especially with code, if you do the right code, it's a wrap.
They don't have like a crazy roadmap, but they're not getting the same scrutiny that we give to these projects. What's the founder's background? Why would he dogs? None of that. It feels very much like the earlier days where if you have a decent project with decent art and a good website, it's going to do well. So for this one, I like the cover, I like their website. It's definitely one of the people I like to watch because this is going to be a signal after the whole another one that I was very confident that well, I've spoken about in the past. And the reason for that is this is Polygon's flagship project. Now, one thing I like that they're going to be doing is they're going to allow people to
Needs to build a whole game.
Even though we're on Polygon, I know it's going to sound weird for people. Why not force them to buy Matic? But I see this as a great way to get people from other chains to onboard into Polygon. When it comes to events that are on Solana, I'm often scrambling to get sold at the very last minute. We just had the Hongongos mint by Easy Eats. Congrats, fully minted out, and it's still doing really well. So congrats, Easy Eats, on your project. But last minute, I was in my Discord saying, somebody sent me 5 souls so I could mint this. So the fact that they're letting people mint I see that as a great strategy for onboarding. Similar to how OXBT really pushed this ordinals and VR620 wave, we had FA really start to we had that last month. I'm very hopeful that Pico have the same effect with all of those projects. And those projects that have reinforcements incoming. So what I'm doing is I'm not really now. By the time if they end up doing well, and people start paying way more attention to politics, money can be there. I already know other sectors have affected fire. Especially when it comes to utility passes or land
Can't go out like that.
Control over resources for games that people are going to want to play. Although there's no news on an NFT for the project, I do have
activity has increased in the area. Keep your eyes open.
And I had a blast playing this game. I can tell you.
Secure those objectives into a dead drop formation program.
I'm definitely looking forward to the next alpha test. And hopefully
damn. What you got on? You got something important?
End up getting some codes in your workplace. Let me know.
Alright, bro. Yeah, because I can't lose this bitch. We need this shit. See how fast it revives. And that's how you gotta play this game, though. You gotta be like, damn, bro.
Now there is one game.
So I gotta sacrifice this.
If
I lose this, it's gonna be a wrap.
It's going to be the second song by Mahjong, and that's their Tama project. It's entirely a free mint, and if you remember their first mint, which was also a free mint, this thing is still sitting at a 0.64. So if Tama even does half as good, that could be a
little dominoes.
And even if it doesn't go that high, this is a free mint, so it is risk-free as long as you're using a burner wallet just to be safe. Now, I'm going to link 2 links down below. The first one
because these niggas be hacking, they'll talk about members only, exclusive mint. And then they'll be like, oh no, my Twitter was hacked. Don't click that link. After I already got a mail.
For this project. So if you had whitelist, you weren't able to mint, definitely check this out. You're going to have to connect like your Twitter, Discord, your wallet, and all that. I did it.
Yeah, I'm glad that they got the technology to let you know when that shit red.
Yeah. That's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it.
And then I said that message, I would have fell for it too. I was like, oh man, that's easy, man. This nigga. Oh
subscribe to my channel. With your channel, that subscribe button. Smash that bell notification. Thank you for watching Crypto Gorilla.
We're 2 clicks out.
Sometimes there's things in games that are kind of forgettable, but sometimes such a big old brain is impossible to forget. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Rants, 1,000 items of video game moments we never forgot. Before we get going, if you want to know, are we remembering these things because they were so tricky that it was notable the amount of effort that needed to be done when we get through them, or is it that our brains are so big that we cannot forget? The second would certainly be preferable. But that actually goes through these games. Okay. So without further ado, starting off at number 10, the keypad puzzle from Batman Arkham Knight. Now the Arkham games actually have their fair share of tricky puzzles. Some of the Riddler challenges are no joke whatsoever. The riddles. Riddles are not the same thing as jokes. Yeah, but if I had to pick just one puzzle, genius figured it out. It's this one. It's actually not that hard. The solution's fairly obvious, but it's one of those ones that's just really satisfying to solve. And that's kind of a rare thing when it comes to puzzles and games. Basically just physically trying to find the code to get into the studio using the camera system. This block is mechanical. Components won't be able to use the remote hacking device. Normally, all you would really have to do is zoom in on the guy putting in the code and then just copy it. But the guy thinks he's clever and he blocks the camera's view, so you don't see the code. You're screwed, right? No, because there happens to be a mirror right beside the door, which you can look at and see a reflection of what he's doing. That's pretty clever.
That's crazy, man.
You're seeing it through a mirror. Those extra steps really make you feel like the world's greatest detective. Dressing like a bat is only half the equation, and although this isn't the hardest, and in some ways it's actually pretty obvious, it's also one of the ones that does snag some people. Yeah, but it's also number 10, so it's only uphill from here. This is taking too long. And number 9 is the Fool's Idol secret in Demon's Souls, the first Souls-like, and a fascination with trick bosses. Most of the boss fights in this game aren't real fights of the Spectre series. There's often just some kind of trick or gimmick to them. Most memorable is the Fool's Idol, which is the boss of World 3-1. When you enter the area, this thing descends from the sky and fights you like a standard boss, but for whatever reason, it's like impossible to kill. There's nothing you can do. Seriously, if you just enter the boss arena, she's going to revive endlessly. There is a way to defeat this boss, but you have to look outside the box. Overlooking the church, you can find this random guy who tells you to buzz off if you get close to him. Oh, what do you want? I am a humble servant.
Twitter is threatening Instagram. Twitter is threatening sue Instagram over his new Twitter phone.
They said on the news too. They said this is for the people that don't like the direction Twitter's going in. This is a place without the trolls and stuff like that.
Take care of this man. So it means you just have to attack him totally unprovoked, which means we're basically breaking two basic rules. That you're not supposed to just attack NPCs, and that the solution to a boss fight can actually happen outside the arena. The biggest clue is the name, Fool's Idol, implies there's some kind of illusion going on, and the guy up on the balcony is the man behind the curtain. You deal with him, the illusion breaks. It's a puzzle that's equal parts brilliant and maddening. And number 8 is Mass Effect 2, completing the suicide mission without anyone dying. When you think about it, the final mission of Mass Effect 2 is basically just one big puzzle. It's all about figuring out what characters to use and when to get the best outcome. It's not random or inexplicable. Most of the time, there's logic to how characters live or die, and, well, your choices generally make sense with how they correlate with outcome. Most of the choices, like completing everyone's loyalty missions and getting the ship upgraded, make perfect sense. But then once you're actually in the middle of the some of the choices start getting crazy. For example, the part where you can regenerate a force field, there's a lot of...
Literally, rinse around. Netflix already added.
I could do it too. In theory, any biotic could handle it. Shepard, who do you want to maintain field?
Well, you want to use the ones that are considered the best, like Gordon as a doctor, not fighter, so you don't want to hold the line, because he's gonna probably die. I mean, he kind of does that spin-off of the modern Major General song, the Scientist Solarian thing.
I am the very model of a scientist, Salarian. I studied species Turian, Asari, and Batarian.
That's not somebody who survives that kind of situation. And there's often multiple good choices, but during the final mission, a good choice often isn't good enough. You need to make the best choice. There's a ton of possibilities here, and while it's not exactly what most people think of as a traditional puzzle,
It requires pretty serious mental calculus to figure out the best possible outcomes, and if you don't treat it like a puzzle, like a serious problem to solve, mentally speaking, you're probably not going to have everybody come back out with you.
Ground squirm just arrived, Shepard. No casualties.
Excellent. Now let's make it count.
At number 7, recovering the Master Sword in Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. One of the central mysteries in this game is where is Princess Zelda? And depending on how somebody plays the game, it's something they discover right at the start, or it takes dozens of hours to figure it out. It's sort of a puzzle on its own, because the game never straight up tells you where Zelda is. The best you'll get is someone pinpointing where the Master Sword is, so it just so happens to be the same spot Zelda is in. And for some reason it's moving.
I'm going to spoiler warn you here, just because. If you haven't played it, it could be a big one, potentially. So skip a little bit if you don't want something from Zelda spoiled. It's a relatively new game, so obviously it's a courteous thing for me to do here. So there's a big eureka moment that comes for a lot of people. They figure out Zelda changed into a dragon, and then figure out that she's kind of just flying around Hyrule, and you can get to her at pretty much any time. Like, as long as you're lucky enough to see her and have a way up, you can find Zelda and recover the Master Sword at any point in the game, assuming you meet the stamina requirement. What's interesting here is you're probably going to feel smart no matter what. For the people who took a long time to find it, the clues finally come together and make it clear what your goal actually is. Where people who notice there's a new dragon flying around and try to reach it are rewarded for their curiosity by getting the Master Sword much earlier than intended. In any other game, this wouldn't be something to realize. It would be a story event that happens no matter what. The way you have to kind of put 2 and 2 together, even though they've given you both 2s, it's still clever and unique. And it does make you feel like a genius. And number 6, all the clues coming together in the return of Orba Din. An extremely unusual puzzle game, and it feels like you're just guessing at first, until it just suddenly hits you just how much information the game is actually giving you. Your goal here is to explore Doom's ship. You experience moments in history and identify all the crewmen and their cause of death. It's a detective game in every sense of the word, but there's one curious difference. There's no notes. It seems like the game's giving you nothing to go on, especially if you're used to games that carefully celebrate puzzle elements from story elements, but here they're one and the same. Take, for example, the identities and fates of the 4 Chinese topmen. There's almost no information on these guys. All you have is their names, and that's about it. But a crucial detail can be found in their shoes that tells you who each one is. In any other detective game, they make a big deal about it, or allow you to highlight the shoes, or give you a big button prompt to examine them, but this game, it all comes down to deductive reasoning and paying attention to seemingly minuscule details. Once you realize everything is a clue in the game, it becomes way less frustrating, and you feel way smarter. And number 5 is the Holy Cross and Tunic. Discovering the secret meaning of the Holy Cross and Tunic is when the game goes from being a kind of interesting indie to one of the best puzzle games out there. The premise, already pretty...
Insert name here of what people are upset about for like the most recent hour.
Okay.
Pio, he put out this tweet, right? Like Pac-Man, normally quiet, puts out this tweet, right? You know when people are like, why don't we have more like great founders in this space, right? This and that, right? He put out that tweet. I see someone else quote tweet him. The quote tweet has 100 likes, and it's basically just a paraphrase. Earmuffs if you're a kid. It's like, fuck you, man. You're a piece of shit. You gaslighting cocksucker, asshole, motherfucking piece of shit. Oh, I wonder why we don't have like more people. Like, I want to be a founder in this.
Summary kicks.
I don't. Yeah, it was pretty accurate, right?
Look at this. I mean, this guy. So this guy's a bored ape.
Tweet. That's actually kind of hilarious. It's you are fucking delusional, gaslighting fuck.
Fuck off.
Yeah, this is a Bored Ape that's just so mad that people don't want, like, dude, people don't want to buy your Bored Ape for 160 grand when there's 10,000 of them in a bear market. I'm so sorry, dude. I totally get it. Your Bored Ape, single JPEG out of 10,000 should be worth 160 grand, 220 grand. I'm so sorry.
Did you see that Bunny lost his ape due to a default on a loan? So,
Bunny, is that true?
No. Okay, are you just trying to hide about this? Like, is it that embarrassing?
I mean, you can go check. It has the thing. You know how the blockchain works, thing. You can actually check to see if it's moved the wallet recently.
I don't know. Someone tweeted it.
Well, I saw it on Threads, so it has to be real.
I'm so mad.
Well, it was cool to see you with an ape for a while, buddy, but it sounds like you lost it to a loan default. Moving on to ape ecosystem, heavy metal game. Flaw has been exposed, right?
Oh, has it? Well, the flaw that's been exposed is the game sucks. Like, the flaw was in the game design. I got to go and vote. I got to create polls. We have one in our Discord. So if you have a Bodago or a portal, hop into Discord and you can rally people to vote for you. I think there may even be a spreadsheet at this point in time.
There's some drama on the votes, though. Looks like someone was paid $2,000. Oh, yeah, there it is, $3,700 at this rate. And they're just downvoting people. So this person was actually paid to downvote Orangey to try to get him out of the top spots. So who could have possibly seen a social dynamic without any actual tie to skill or anything else play into this?
Dude, I was in the 8th row, and I saw this guy actually, his eyes blink horizontally. So that's actually the situation that we saw there. I'm getting paid 40 grand to downvote people now. So in case you're wondering, and my rate's going to be doubling every day moving forward. So if you want me to downvote anybody, I'm open to do it for money. I don't think I got votes one day because I posted about it in the Discord. The game is about votes. It's not about playing a game. And like, I got through the first part where I connected all the portals, which they say don't do right away, but I connected the portals, and now I got to go blow up some tiles so that I can accelerate the rate at which I'm like my tiles are growing. It's not a passive game. It does require ongoing interaction. In contrast to some of these true idle games, people are calling it an idle game, but it's not an idle game because you don't have this infinite upside. You got to go in, do this work in order to increase numbers. It's just a ridiculous.
But the thing is, the work that you do and the things that it gets you have nothing to do with winning the game, right? This is the issue that I have with game design on this, is that, like, the whole grind, tap, clean up the spill, poop, or whatever, like, you know, get more tiles, like, that's actually, I think, an interesting optimization puzzle, right? You could be, you know, you want to start off with your 4, get your things, delete a bunch of them, like, whatever, like, this is it, but you can grind up to having however many points and however cool a thing, and it doesn't matter. Right, and this is the issue with the whole warranty thing, is like, what actually matters is, are you like cartelling for votes? Because it's all like collusion, right? There's no incentive to play this game the way that they play it. There's all the incentive to collude with others to try and get votes or downvote or whatever it is. And so, like, I wish that there was more of a tie between you and the game and this whole voting concept.
Maybe this is simply a reflection of society. You know, maybe what they were trying to do was make a political statement. And they were saying that no matter what, that you're on the treadmill like a peasant, and you're just out there working every day trying to get an extra dollar. Oh, you made a couple extra couple grand. Congratulations, you're still in the forge, and we're out here placing votes and controlling your ass. Maybe that's what it was all about. Maybe it was a political statement, and maybe it's far right. You know, maybe it's a far right sort of movement, and they're actually gonna try and get people to you know, aggregate. They chose Twitter. They didn't choose Threads for integration. Was that intentional? Like, did they try and do that because they were saying that they're pro Elon Musk and that they're against the liberal stronghold developed by Mark Zuckerberg? You know, is that the situation that they're saying? And my guess is, yeah, like this does appear to be completely intentional. Bored Apes, I mean, there were some Nazi references in the Bored Ape thing, which just makes me feel that it is very aligned with a lot of the far-right sort of political ideologies that I've seen on forums like 4chan. Did this game actually get invented out of a 4chan or an 8chan? Possibly. Spencer, do you have any comment on this? And what's your investment decision as a result of this sort of political position that Ugalab is taking here?
I agree with Spencer in terms of, like, I think the voting mechanic, like, I think they were trying to do, like, a cool social integration in theory, but I just don't think it played out, like, right. So, like, I definitely understand the criticism about it. The, like, drama all over the feed about it, like, you know, oh, people are paying for votes, like sucks, like, people get really emotional about it. People are just emotional about everything right now. It's like, dude, Dookie Dash, people were literally paying pro gamers. Like, people like paid $300 each. That's $600,000 for pro gamers to get a better score.
That's not the same thing, right?
Well, that's recruiting gamers to play.
Yeah, you're paying to win.
And at this point, he just goes, nah.
I agree with you. I don't think it's the same because at the end of the day, it was a skill-based thing.
Yeah.
Skill, I guess here it's a skill-based thing where there's really, but the worst part about it to me is like the trap, right? Like, this is a time suck game, and it's not like the more time you suck into it, the better. Whereas like in Dookie Dash, it was like this is actually a very short game, right? The winning play was like how many minutes? Like 10 to 30 minutes or something, right? Like this is a very short game, but it's very high skill, right? This is a very long game that has absolutely no correlation to skill, or even how much time you put in. It's just like how well can you believe you get votes.
I think they should have gotten rid of the upvoting. I think it should have been downvote only. And when you downvote someone, it blows up their most expensive tile. Like, I think they should have went straight time. But you start voting
like, it's gonna change. I don't think the voting is how you win the whole game.
But Bunny, what do you think about the association with Nazis and being involved in the development of this game? But that's what I'm trying to think about.
We want to talk about that. Well, that's gonna be so funny. He the only nigga that be talking about some shit. Like if they start talking about some bullshit, he be like, "Bro, what are we talking about, bro? We talking about NFTs."
You gotta leave at 10 anyway.
Look, they scared of that shit, bro.
Escorted him out the door 6 minutes early.
So how about this other side game sneak peek? I mean, look, it looked pretty good to me, but I don't know anything about video games. Cakes, you like it?
I lost a significant part of my life for Warcraft. I literally played it, like, you know, Jericho, in the summer, easily 12 more hours, if not longer, for an extended period of my life. Dude, it looks fun. I can't do this. I have a family, I have a life, I have a job, I have a career, so, like, I'll play it, but I ain't getting addicted to this. I ain't grinding to level 60.
Here's the
playing this, like, 12 hours a day, but dude, it looks fucking cool, man. I mean, this looks cool. This looks fun.
Well, you gotta love crypto Twitter, because the first thing I saw was somebody took a picture of one of the Bored Apes' feet and said, yeah, the quality of this game sucks ass. And I was like, dude, what kind of comparison?
That's the first thing I thought too.
First thing they did was take a picture of the feet. And they were like, this thing sucks. If this is what we're betting on, Bored Apes to 0. I was like,
well, that was the Foot Fetish Collective. They've been actually super involved in heavy metal as well, and they've been voicing their concerns about the dynamics with...
Sorry, guys. I just had to do it.
The serious lack of feet in heavy metal and the lack of presence. Yeah, I think Nick's spot on. He's really on something today.
And how does the Singaporean dollar involve itself in heavy metal? They got excluded from this.
Yeah, you can't buy Bitcoin with SGD. There's clearly an alternative motive here, and I was 6 rows behind the guy blinking horizontally.
I love it. Sig, did you take a look at the trailer?
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I mean, like, just a couple of monkeys running around. And I'm not a gamer, so it's like, it's really tough. Do you know what did excite me when I saw the trailer? The Wolf game came out just 4, 5, 6 days ago with their new game, and it had 3 mini games. And there was one which was tug of war, one which was Copenhagen, and one that kind of looked like Captain. The so good. I think what's missing in this one for me is just like, it's more just a snapshot into the potential of what the other side could look like. From an aesthetics perspective, it's way more interesting when they were like, remember when they had thousands of people and there were like dragons coming out? That didn't look fun to me. It looked like being in Glastonbury down with like everybody else when you really want to be in a VIP. This one looked way more fun. You're just kind of like doing your own thing, running around the club. But I would need to know like what else happens. I couldn't get excited from that other side trailer. Aesthetics looked good, whilst Wolf game was more like my brain understood the game very quickly. So that's why I got like, wow.
Ready for a gunfight.
Yeah, that's Blur's fault, I agree.
Yeah, always Blur's fault.
We got Jack GK on stage. Jack, was there something specific you wanted to discuss today? I don't know if you had any input on any of the gaming stuff, maybe even some input on Blur before we move on, but I'd love to hear your take as somebody that's a D-Gogs whale and a Bodagos whale.
Yeah, no, that's so Blair, I guess the only thing I disagree with is that these whales, you know, I think they are so tied in, so long into this now that they know every day they're not in the space, every day they're not operating, that they're losing that percentage of whatever this token is now going to be, and I think they're just in too deep. I think Easy referenced the idea that, you know, the guy who's one of the biggest opponents of this, he said he was leaving, didn't last 24 hours, which is like 10% of the current volume or liquidity, and literally just hopped straight back in there. The game looks fun. Yeah, the game looks great, and I'm not too worried about the feet, unlike Nick. I think realistically, those feet will be perfected, or at least improved upon before the game is actually launched, and if it's still a huge deal, then yeah, maybe NFTs really are to zero. But no, I just came up to hands, just came up to talk a bit with Bodagos as we get to that, and yeah, just really looks like just talking to you guys.
Well, thank you for joining, Jack. You're welcome anytime. Look, we want to move on. Clemente's been on my back about getting this segment done, so I want to make sure we get it done. This is highlights and predictions. So we're officially more than halfway through 2023, and what a roller coaster of a year. Clemente, was there something you wanted to serve up here?
Really, the big thing is first, just to review the year, I wanted to get people's take on what they thought was the highlight or the biggest winner of 2023. Kind of we're halfway through, and the biggest thing come up to, I'm thinking about it, Jack Butcher, Luca, Pac-Man, Ray, who you guys think was basically has been the winner of 2023 in NFC so far, and then I guess some predictions for you guys as far as what's going to happen now here. I want to start there. Who you guys thought has been the biggest winner of 2022? 2023 so far. 2023.
Jack Butcher. I mean, when you look at this list, Jack Butcher, Luca and Pudgy Penguin, Pac-Man and Blur, Captains and Ray, Frank and D-Gods, Mad Lads crew, I think, look, you either go Jack Butcher or you go Mad Lads, in my opinion. It depends on how you Yes, from a business perspective, but, like, they're getting dragged right now.
Yeah, but everyone gets dragged at some point. Every single one of those lists has been dragged at some point, including Jack Butcher rolling out 100,000 NFTs, including even the people who thought that Pudgy toys were negative. Everyone gets dragged at some point. It's part of the space. It's cyclical, but like Blur literally airdropped millions of dollars down NFT platforms, handed out cash by just using the platform. So I think that's got to be the biggest win. All you have to do is literally log in, press the button, you got to really
Yeah, and I mean, from a business perspective, what Blur is building is, like, obviously, Jack Butcher's ecosystem is really great for him as an artist, right? And that's, like, fantastic as an individual. Mad Lads is very strong from a business perspective, however, not as strong as Pac-Man and Blur. Blur was able to completely disrupt the NFT space almost immediately when it felt like it wasn't possible. Like, OpenSea had first mover advantage. Everyone knew OpenSea. How were you going to possibly compete with OpenSea? And then Pac-Man and Blur just came in and really, Borderline took over. Signal, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I like that thing. I think Pac-Man in particular, he made a move that could never make or would never want to make, and that was destroying creators by getting rid of royalties. And it doesn't seem that long ago, that was the jugular. Like, you didn't take away the royalties. The whole thing was project artists, businesses, surviving royalties. So it's been aggressive from day one, and they have a treasure chest as well, be able to do this. Like, they have enough money in the bank that they can be full-on aggressive for I don't know how much longer, but it sounds like they've got quite a bit of sort of tarmac ahead of them, where they've got enough runway to have an aggressive strategy. I would pick them from an infrastructure perspective, from a project perspective on that list. It's Jack Butcher. I just think, like, guy is just, he's another level. He's so smart, so innovative with what he's done. Even if the floor price goes down, like, you just see what he's trying to do with NFTs, which not many other projects are doing, and that's why I really like him. I think what he's bringing to the space is very unique. Whether that's reflected in the price or not, I think his philosophy and perspective, point of view, and where he'll go in the next 6 to 12 months, he's one to watch. So, Pac-Man and Jack.
Pac and Jack. We'll see where Jack goes. That's an unlikely, team to form there. Nick, what collection or individual has been the biggest winner of 2023?
I mean, that's a hard one to say. I will say, when you look at 2023 as a whole, D-Gods and Frank, did have quite an arc, which is not done at this point. It'll be interesting to see where things land. But if we don't include the future projections, then I think Frank had quite a move. Including from when did Youth launch? Was it in December of last year?
October, September.
But the move to ETH and Polygon happened at the beginning of the year, right?
It happened in March.
Okay, so I think that whole transition was actually, like, surprisingly successful. And I don't think that most people would have been able to do it. That said, I had mentioned the comment yesterday, like, there's projects that are doing things, and those that are, like, what D-Gods has done, quote, so far is host a party and transition their project across blockchain. That's basically it. And they've been creating a whole following. They've been very good at it. But when it comes to, like, actual product deliverables,
starting to see product deliverables now with the the social media and the networking products that roll out.
Yeah, I mean, they made, they've started doing some of that as well. But I was going to say, I think there's other projects that would probably win on the product development side. When did Blur actually launch?
Was it October last year?
So around a similar time?
Yes.
I mean, it's funny that we're still having this conversation about Blur, like, in July. We're like nearing a year, and so yeah, that's pretty crazy that we're still having a conversation about that. They keep just marching forward. I still am not a fan of Blur's user interface, but whatever. It doesn't matter. They're getting a bunch of volume. Love it or hate it, they probably have really won this one specific area of the NFT market. I feel like we also need to focus on that side of things. When we talk about this market, this is the speculative, primarily PFP with a splash of art, NFT market. That's what we're talking about. Like, Jack Butcher, yeah, he did well on the art side. What he did was show that people give a shit more about PFPs than they do about art by making an art project that's focused around evolving PFPs. And so I think that that's something that he's done a great job at. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else to add to that. But this is such a narrow slice of humanity that I think it's just so ludicrous that, the people that are like, I'm so nobody in the world has any idea what the hell we're talking about when we discuss blurs. They just have no idea. If we discuss even heavy metal, they have no idea. They have literally no idea. They say, those 8-picture things, I thought those things were dead. Like, that's basically the extent of what the majority of society has to think about any of these different things. But yeah, I mean, Blur's crushing it. You know, no one has any fucking clue who they are. But, yeah, I mean, that's super cool. Like, normally in, like, the regular world, we would talk about, like, wow, this company got 40 million people to download their app. This thing's blowing up. Like, 500 people are using this product, and we're just like, they deserve a trophy. That, like, yeah, they're great at engineering. Like, it is pretty crazy that what they've built out, and it is impressive, but, like, it's having zero impact on society, and instead it's just, it only really, frankly, amplifies the absurdity of the NFT space. All of these projects that we're declaring winners just amplifies the absurdity of this entire space completely. So, I don't know.
In 2014, Venmo gets 35 million downloads. People start saying, hey, can you Venmo me that? Hey, could you Venmo me $10? 2023, Blur has 448 active users daily. Everyone's just like, yo, Blur's crushing it.
It's just such a ridiculous thing. Nobody gives a shit. Like, no one cares in society about this particular thing. I don't know that this product is even going to matter when the next bull market happens. Is everyone going to be on Blur? Like, I don't know. That's just hard for me to even, like, I just wouldn't place my bet on any of them, frankly. Like, I just see they're doing.
No one even cares about Twitter. I can go to the coffee shop, I can go to Walmart. No one there has Twitter. I'm serious. Nobody has Twitter. No one has Twitter.
I don't know about y'all, but I'll be on Threads.
Bunny, you have your hand raised. What's going on?
Like the lowest next pick.
Nick, what's your pick, dude?
It's Yuga Labs, Bunny.
Alright, next one here. What collection ends up being... This is a better one. This is a good one. I like this one. What collection ends up being the number 3 Ethereum profile picture collection at the end of the year? Okay?
Number 3?
Well, assuming Punks and Bored Ape Yacht Club is 1 and 2, which I think is fair. I don't think that's an out to lunch 1 and 2, right? Punks and Bored Ape Yacht Club. So is it Azuki, Captains, or D-Guns? Or something else?
I'm going to throw our hat in the ring.
Or is it literally Bodagos is the number 3 in the whole space? You know, on
There's
Ethereum.
one answer and one answer only, and it's the dogs, damn it.
Dude, the question was on Ethereum. Easy, are you going to
It's
Ethereum?
a lot of Ethereum.
The question was on Ethereum.
Oh, sorry, I'm
Yeah. So Pio's talking about, you know we're working on another project, Pio?
I know we are, Nick, but it's not out yet. So it's kind of tough for us.
I'm putting my flag in the ground and saying it's going to be us.
Well, first of all, I love that. I'm very happy about that. But I'm in podcast. I have the podcast hat on right now, so I'm doing the podcast hat, not the Ethereum profile picture co-founder hat on. That hat comes on as soon as the podcast's over. But for right now on the podcast, I'm looking at Azuki, Captains, and D-Gods as my options here. And I think out of those 3, well, I don't think it's Azuki, even though the NFT space loves to buy Azuki. And the NFT space wakes up in the morning, does a little stretch, and they're like, should I buy Azuki-related stuff today? Is this what I should do today? Like, no matter what's happening, no matter what happened, should I still buy Azuki stuff no matter what? So that's one thing. But then again, Captains, man, I think that there's real juice with Captains, because nothing, like, there was a negative reaction from the NFT space, but nothing really even warrants that. Like, not the more days go by and I think about, like, well, why was there a negative reaction from the NFT space? It was kind of for no reason. Like, nothing's really changed with Memeland or Captains, and nothing bad, actually. Like, what was the narrative? The art is bad? Dude, I'm never trusting NFT degens when it comes to art, ever. never, ever, ever, like literally never. I don't care what any NFT degen has to say about art at all. I really don't. Like, say all you want, I don't care. So if the narrative was the art is bad, then Captains is primed to be number 3. And then the third one is D-Gods. That's another very viable candidate. So I think for me, it's between Captains and D-Gods. And if you have to put a gun to my head for between now and the end of the year, I'll go D-Gods. Because I feel like in a 6-month time horizon, old Frankie boy has the juice to be able to rally all these NFT degens in a way that I don't think anybody else actually has in the space. I think it's a product of talent and youth, and it's very hard to compete with talent and youth. Look at the NBA. What does talent and youth get you in the NBA? It gets you like 30 points a game.
So, longevity, hard work, dedication, old age, and kicking ass. That's why we got Nick.
That was a funny way to call Nick old. Ladies and gentlemen, if you find creative ways to call Nick old, I'm a fan always, and we've tried to work that into stuff. The original name that Nick was going to have on the Bodogos website was Old Doggo, or like Old Dog, and then Nick just said,
and he was like, no.
Yeah, Nick was just like, nah, I don't want you to like call me just old in the thing. I remember it was like a call with me, Nick, Easy, and Spencer, and all of us were on board except Nick for that. But anyway, Easy, or actually let's go to Signal first. Signal, Azuki, Captains, D-Gods, or something else for the number 3 Ethereum profile picture collection.
For me, it'd be between Captains and other. Captains or other. I don't know, man. You know how we get these mistletoe projects that come out of nowhere? There's like every quarter, little mistletoe. Go give it a kiss. It's gonna make you lucky. I'm going with between Captains and other. Captains has quite a head start, so I'll go with Captains. I'm gonna go with Captains for now.
Okay.
But keep an eye on the others between now and the next 6 months. Stuff that hasn't come out yet.
But for Other to become the number 3 overall profile picture collection, like I understand your mentality with Other when it comes to like a Nakamigos-esque pump or something like that. That's like this monster win. But the actual number 3,
Other could also include stuff like Pudgy Penguins, which aren't on the list, but could very easily surpass all the others. But because they're not on there, I'm going to go with Captains.
Only thing about Pudgy Penguins is I feel like the business fundamentals are much too strong for it to become the number 3 Ethereum profile picture collection. There's too much like really good business stuff going on there, and like strong fundamentals, and an actual functional operating business that's going to be around for a really long time. I don't really see that rising to number 3 this year in the NFT space. Not really how it works. But
are we still in the last 6 months of Fugazi Fugazi? I just need to know where we are in the cycle. If it's the Fugazi Fugazi side, then we go with other. Out of the Fugazi Fugazi cycle, then we can put Pudgies in there.
Fair enough.
It's all about the Bitcoin halving.
Exactly. Easy?
Well, and whether or not Elon Musk is going to get into a fight with
Easy, go ahead.
Yeah. Top 3 projects, I think it's probably going to be Threads. Personally.
Threads drops an NFT.
Yeah. Well, there's already one dropping. It's a free mint. It's will be launched on Threads.
Is that true?
I swear it's not by Threads.
333 pools of thread.
Someone speed ran to drop it. He's dead serious.
The real thing.
The app was live for 47 minutes, and there was already an NFT project dropping on it. Like, some people don't ever cease to amaze me, but I think it's Captains. It's my bet. Just 9gag. It's 9gag. They have the front run room. The Azuki situation, it's like they can't regain trust, massive war chest, but like I just feel the most comfortable betting on 9gag doing 9gag things, having a massively successful Web2 business. For me, it's like how is it easy to fade somebody who's all in on Web3 with a clear understanding of the space and loves to play the speculation game. So yeah, I'm here for 9gag CEO.
Hey, I mean it makes sense to me. It was between
Jason bag bias. I'm like, yeah, you're right. There certainly is. Even if I sold it at 10 when I said I wanted to, I would have probably still go with Captains.
There you go. Jack had his hand raised. We'll go to Jack before Nick. And then I actually want to hear Buddy, too. But Jack, go ahead.
Wow, is that really utility of Birdoggos right there? I go before Nick. I'll take it. I think that's all I need. Yeah, for me, it's D-Gods, and yeah, big surprise there, I guess, looking at the PFP. For me, the big concern with captains is the fact that it's completely new in terms of this, this NFT, where it's actually based on traits and it's dynamic, and this space never has any patience, and I just don't see how trying to introduce a completely different dynamic into the space is going to, just lead to this huge run over the next 6 months. If you give it a bit of a longer time frame, then maybe so, but like right now, aren't like those 8,900 humans all flawed? Because there's like literally there's no distinguishment between them all. And how quickly do they roll those traits out? And is it immediate that those traits instantly distinguish like what rarity these things are, and then they start running? Because that's the only thing for me is I think it's going to take a lot longer, and it's a big risk play, which Ray's been really clear around. So for me, like when you look at Frank, you look at the deliverables that they've done with. We were talking about the last 12 months. Those things were $3,500 at the start of this year. He got like. They're 16,000 now. Like they're one of the few collections that are up in that time frame, and Frank it still hasn't released season 3. But that's the big thing. Like if season 3 doesn't hit, and we've just watched Azuki and potentially captains, although that was sort of a reveal mix as well, so maybe not. But they both have like absolutely plummeted since their sort of reveal or announcement. Does D-Gods do the same? That's the big thing. But for me, it's got to be D-Gods in that short time horizon. Frank's current success over the last year.
You and me had the same call, Jack. That's what I'm talking about. Nick, which collection?
Wait, didn't I answer this question?
No.
Yuko Labs.
Oh, that's for the first one. No, for the third collection. No, I said our own. I started off with that, and I'm just gonna make that statement. Okay. Yeah, that's a joke of a statement and unacceptable.
Never mind. Buddy, what's going on? Which collection?
I would go captains too. I would expect to sell off after season 3 rolls out, and I feel like Mainland already went through that.
Fair, yeah, okay. And Kix, which collection ends up being the number 3 Ethereum PFP, assuming Punks and Bored Ape Yacht Club are 1 and 2? We got Azuki, Captains, D-Gods, or something else? It's just going to be a complete guess because I don't know. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, your audio is messed. Yo, your audio's tracked, yo.
I took him off. He'll figure it out. All right, last thing before we wrap, and Clemente, please drop the free NFT in the Discord if you haven't already, and then we'll drop it here on the show. Last but not least, look, any hot takes that we can look back on at the end of 2023? Any hot takes?
I'll start it off.
I had it written, but I think Ethereum gets flipped over a longer period horizon. I think they get flipped in daily NFT volume. It no longer becomes the number 1. Either flipped by Solana or by Bitcoin. I like that take. That's a very juicy take, and I feel like I'm going to hijack that take when it's my turn. Buddy, any hot take predictions between now and...
No chance Solana flips you, dude. They're down. So
yeah, my hot take is Yuga Labs does something and it's great.
I agree with Easy. I think the dog could be the number 3 PFP project on ETH, and that's 48 Kennel Club, dude. I think we're forgetting about that. They're gonna have added utility with the third Evo of the heavy metal. Dude, I don't know. Apes back. I think Apes will rebound pretty strong. I guess that would probably be my. I don't know if that's a hot take, but
the dogs are not a PFP. I'm just putting that out there as well.
It can be. We get our PFP.
No, nobody wears the dogs.
Buddy, wear your dog. Kix, do we have your audio?
Yes, sir.
I thought you were frozen. You were just standing there. That was pretty cool. Any hot takes between now and the end of the year?
Oh, man. That's tough, dude. I think that other side still won't be fully live. And I think that there may, by the end of this year, there may be just a completely new NFT edit forming that isn't PFPs, potentially. I also think that on-chain, like autonomous worlds, that like people are doing a lot of interesting things over on StarkNet. I think there's a decent chance that takes off in a pretty big way, but that'd be more like Q4 of this year at the earliest. That may not even happen this year. But I also really like hearing Clemente's take with that, especially if Ethereum goes up more this year and gas costs get even higher. You really could see ordinals or Solana taking some good volume. Didn't Solana beat Ethereum in volume sometime within the last 3 weeks on one day? I think I remember it was right around Bodaga's
SMB raffle. 2 days after the dog launched, there was an SMB raffle. It was a little inflated because a lot of that money got refunded for people who didn't hit the mint, but it showed that there was a ton of liquidity in the space.
I mean, it's just fun to trade NFTs on Solana, and it's pretty frictionless compared to Ethereum, and there's no fees, and the transactions are borderline instant. So I think it would be hard to make a case that that's not a good blockchain for NFTs. Jack, you have your hand raised. Hot take between now and the end of the year?
Yeah, my one's got to be Bodaga's to 100 Sol, and Easy has to shave his head, and I have to get a Bodaga's tattoo. That would be my.
We both committed to this.
Okay, can I commit to what should I do if Bodaga's hit 100 Sol?
Nick has to smoke crack on stream.
Leo has to make a music video starring himself.
Yes! I gotta make a music video starring me.
Only starring you.
Only me. Okay. Alright, we can figure that out. What does Nick have to do?
Sorry, you'll need a backup dancer. Sorry, Nick should be next up.
Is there any Nick-specific challenge if Bodaga's hit 100 Sol by the end of the year?
Nick has to shave his head with me.
I don't think he wants
bald
to.
Guys.
Nick hates Nick won't do that. That's the thing. Is like Nick just won't shave his head.
I'm not playing this game, Pia. Nice try.
No, but I mean, you won't do it.
Yeah, you won't do it. You're just like scared to do it. It's fine. Like
no, you're correct. No, you guys are correct.
Yeah.
Hey, Pia and I are in agreement. Pia tried to do.
I would shave my head, obviously. So no, it's easy money.
Well, looks like all the coins dropped because jobs report was strong. Why do people have to keep getting jobs, guys? Stop getting jobs. Like,
yeah, go use Threads. Stop working. Post on a new social media app and figure it out.
Yeah, buy stocks, stay unemployed. That's what we need to keep these things going up. Okay, we need the coins to go up.
That's what I'm talking about. Easy. Any hot takes between now and the end of the year, or did we already go to you?
I think a current top 5 project will be out of business.
Okay.
Wow.
What?
I don't name names.
What's that?
I'm not naming names.
He's not naming names. How about this? I'll say this. I'll say a current top 10 project will be taken over by the community. Okay? That means goes out of business, but it's taken over by the community. And but the 6 months might be a short time horizon, but for sure within a year. For sure. A current top 10 project will be taken over by the community. For sure. Clemente, let's dish out this free NFT. What do you think, amigo? The password for today's free NFT is Future27. That is FUTURE27, all lowercase. Go to thenifty.com/claim to claim that free NFT for today. And we got the Bodega of the Future. The final piece in the CyberDog 4269 series. This series was a fan favorite. Obviously, I really appreciated the art, and I really like the artist that made it. But I was surprised at how consistently people voiced the pieces from this collection as some of their favorites out of all the free NFTs that we did. Yeah, I mean, look, we're really excited about this series. It is coming to a close. But you don't be surprised if you see more work from this artist in the future. So go to thenifty.com/claim, put in the code FUTURE27, the word future, all lowercase, and then the number 27 to claim today's free NFT. That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for listening. We do the show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, each and every week. It's also available on YouTube. If you'd like to watch it, if you'd like to have a visual experience and actually see us talking, go to YouTube and find the NFT Morning Show on there. All the links are in the NFT Morning Show link tree if you follow the Twitter account. Show's also available on Apple and Spotify podcasts if you want to listen to the show through those mediums. And if you want to share the show with people outside of Twitter that like listening to podcasts. Anyway, that's our show, and we'll be back. Mental.
They should have just made every single one Azuki. I thought that's what he was going to do here. It was just literally it was Azuki every time, and we're just like elemental.
So wait, who guessed Azuki right? Bunny and Farouk. Bunny and Farouk guessed Suzuki right. Bunny was out to lunch for the second one, so he didn't have a response submitted. Farouk, did you say Elemental or Azuki the second time? You're muted, buddy.
Elemental.
Oh my god, so Farouk is winning this game. Ladies and gentlemen, we didn't announce that the winner of this game gets a 1-of-1 Bodago.
Let's go!
OX Bucket.
Never 2 without 3. That's a first thing. So,
quick note, one of the commenters doesn't like this segment, so thank you for that, OX Bucket. Everyone knows this is a straight up guess, flip a coin. That's the point of the segment, OX Bucket. You figured it out. You cracked the code. You cracked the code, dude.
OX Bucket, turn the show off and buy a Bodago, and then get mad about that too. Anyway, OX Bucket, actually keep weighing in. I want more OX Bucket commentary, and if it's negative, I'm down. I'll read it.
Trait. There's a bucket trait too, like on the head of the elementals. So
we should only pin people that have Bodagos as their profile picture on comments moving forward. This is exclusive. Mike Knight. Well, I lost. See, he has a Bodago.
He got a Bodago, though, so he's
there
winning.
you go. So he won.
All right, Clemente, next one. Azuki or Elemental? Oh, boy.
Elemental.
Elemental.
Big that. What is that on her shoulder?
It's a sword.
That's a broadsword, which has tape on it because it's injured. So that's what that broadsword is, but with headphones. But y'all love the art. So this is.
It's like the Seven Swordsmen in Naruto who always wrap their swords up because they're covered and stuff. Come on.
Well, Nick's an anime expert, so he knew that. He absolutely knew that. I'm going to say it's an elemental. Bunny, which one is this?
That's an Azuki.
No, it's an elemental because of the mouth.
Yeah, elemental.
Oh yeah, look at that mouth. Look at that mouth, dude.
That's what Nick looks like after 2 cups of ice cream.
This is a broadsword.
Clemente, what is it? Okay, give me a second, guys. Give me 30 seconds. I have the phone. You forgot? Wow, Clemente.
You're down this picture. Do you even know which one it is?
You're going to Google search this image?
What are you doing?
You're never going to find it. There's 20,000 of these damn elementals. I had the wrong link. The correct answer is it is Azuki number 50.
No!
What?
What? Wow, okay. That's crazy.
Oh, and y'all said Azuki art was great. Look at that mouth. Look at that mouth.
It's actually wild. I had more food.
Dude, your boy is still getting proven correct. Azuki art, trash.
Oh my god. Oh my god. We got the anime expert, Nick. I am jarred that is an Azuki. I did not. I was again, I was like, Clemente is just making this so easy. I'm jarred at how much I thought that was an elemental and it turned out to be an Azuki. I've also dubbed Nick, Nick, look at that mouth O'Neal as his new nickname.
Look at that mouth.
Mouth with an F. Okay, wow, this game is that's gotta be an elemental. That's gotta be an elemental right there.
Azuki!
Azuki.
I think it's an Azuki.
I'm gonna go with, just because everyone's saying Azuki, I'm going elemental.
I'm gonna go elemental because I haven't seen that bag on the Azuki yet.
I'm going elemental.
I was gonna say
We got Alfalfa, the Azuki expert. He said all this shows is the team sucks at looking at NFTs. The Azuki so far are obvious. Well, thank you, Alfalfa. For the rest of the game, Alfalfa has to guess right every time, and if he doesn't, he's banned from the YouTube comments. How about that, buddy?
Alfalfa name to Zeta, bro.
Wait, actually, no. Alfalfa, put the comment right now. What is your guess on this? Azuki or Elemental?
He already Googled it.
We said Elemental. We need an answer right now.
Azuki again, he said.
I'm saying Elemental.
Alfalfa said Azuki, but he Googled it.
Oh,
no! Let's go. It was an Azuki, ladies and gentlemen. Alfalfa's shining.
I don't think they have any sword in the Elemental.
Peekaboo.
Alfalfa said Azuki again, Elemental.
Look at that Bodaga, dude. That's a fire Bodaga.
Yeah, we got Eats Cole with an X-ray fur Bodago, which is quickly becoming